With home values still going up and interest rates on mortgages creeping up dangerously close to 8%, it is no surprise why HELOCs are so popular right now. TransUnion recently reported that HELOC debt that we have in this country right now is up another almost 20% compared to this time just last year. And as inflation continues to eat away at people's weekly and monthly budgets, more and more homeowners are looking for anything to help. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you didn't already know, my name is Jay Costa. I'm a real estate investor and agent and builder here in Northern New Jersey. And if you get value out of this video, please consider smashing that like button and also consider subscribing, because we're building a tight-knit community here of like-minded individuals looking to build wealth in real estate. More specifically, a lot of the times we talk about using a HELOC in order to build wealth in real estate. So if that interests you, definitely check out our previous videos. I'll put a link in the description box down below, as well as up in the corner right now. I've been putting out a lot of HELOC content, and I appreciate all of the positive comments that I've gotten from you guys. But HELOCs are not for everybody. It's very important to realize that. And in this video, I'm going to go over all of the ways that you can use a HELOC, the pros and cons of each, and I'm going to share with you at the end of this video my #1 tip on how to stay out of trouble, stay out of hot water if you're using the equity of your home on other things. Let's get to it. So I'm sure you may already know this, but a HELOC is short for home equity line of credit. And a HELOC, home equity line of credit, is a revolving credit line based on the equity that you already have in your home. The HELOC allows you to access a certain percentage of your equity in your primary residence in order to pay for, frankly, pretty much whatever you want. And that's what we're going to go over today. What are the ways that you could use your HELOC? And as far as I could tell, there's really 4 main ways that you can use your home equity line of credit. #1, you could use it on stuff. This would include using your HELOC to go buy a car, buy a boat, go on a vacation, things like that. Now, obviously, I am not condoning using your HELOC, the equity of your home, in order to go pay for a vacation, but people do it. So that is one way that you could use your home equity line of credit. #2 is debt consolidation. I get many comments and emails from you guys reaching out on whether or not you should be using a home equity line of credit in order to consolidate consumer debt like credit card debt, or consolidate your personal or student loan debt that you may have. Is that a good idea or not? Is one of the biggest questions that I get asked from you guys. And we have actually covered this in the past. I'll put a link in the description box down below, as well as up in the corner right now if you want to check that out. But debt consolidation is another huge reason why people go get home equity lines of credit on their personal home. #3, you can use your home equity line of credit on your home. This would include both repairs as well as improvements, but both are pretty different. Repairs would include things that really need to be done, like a leaky roof, or if your heat stops working or AC stops working, the utilities of the property. Now, improvements would include stuff that you actually don't need. You may think you need, but you don't, like a new kitchen or repainting the house or landscaping or what have you. And the last way to use a home equity line of credit is to invest. Now, you can invest in many different ways, of course, but generally speaking, you could use your home equity line of credit to invest in stocks or cryptocurrency, as well as real estate investing. And that's what most of the time we cover on this channel, is how to use it effectively in real estate investing in order to build wealth. So what are the pros and the cons of each of these 4 ways of using your HELOC? Well, let's start with #1, using it on buying stuff. Like I said, buying a car or going on a vacation. Now, obviously the pro would be you're getting this stuff. You're getting to go on a vacation, or you're getting a new car, whatever you're using it for. But the con is very obviously you are going into debt with no way to pay it back. This is honestly the definition of using your home as an ATM machine. This is what we want to avoid completely if you want to stay out of trouble using a home equity line of credit. #2 is debt consolidation. Obviously, the pros to using a HELOC for debt consolidation is you're saving on interest. If you're paying 20% on a credit card, or if you have $20,000 of a credit card debt and you want to consolidate that into a home equity line of credit, you're only paying 9% or 10%, whatever, you are saving on interest. So that is a pro. Now, the con to this is somewhat obvious to me as well, and that is if you already got yourself into the situation where you ran up a bunch of credit card debt, if you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul, take money out of the HELOC in order to pay off your credit cards, and just having that balance sit in the HELOC at a lower rate, you may feel the urge to go rack up that credit card debt and that consumer debt again. This is because of a simple lack of discipline, and we will get more into that later in this video. Number 3, like I said, you can use the HELOC on your home, both on repairs and improvements. The pros of using your HELOC on repairs is that you're able to preserve the condition of your home as well as the value of your home, which is obviously what the home equity line of credit is based on. The con, obviously, to that is you're going into debt in order to do so. But I mean, if your heat stops working, I mean, you need to fix it. And if you don't have the money, I mean, listen, it's not the end of the world if you have to take 10 grand out of your HELOC if you don't have it in order to fix the heat in your house. That being said, this may be going down a rabbit hole a little bit. If you don't have 10 grand, if you can't afford to fix the heat in your house, you may want to sell the house and downsize into something. But that may be a topic for another video. Now, when it comes to spending money from your HELOC on improvements, I get a lot of this as well in the comment section as well as your emails. Should I take money out of my HELOC and put an addition on our house or something like that because we need more space for our family? Or should I update the kitchen because we're adding value anyway to the property? Obviously, the pros to this is that you are able to enjoy the improvements of the home. You get to put a new kitchen or you get to put an addition and enjoy a bigger home, whatever you're trying to do. But the con is, once again, you're going into debt in order to do this, presumably without any way to pay it back. Many homeowners think since they're adding value to the home using their HELOC, it's safe because, once again, since they're adding value, they'll just get that money back when they sell or whatever. But that's usually not the case. And the reason for that is a couple different reasons. First, you're paying interest on the money that you took out of your HELOC, of course. So it's not free money that you're just taking out of your home in order to put a new kitchen in. Also, chances are you're not selling that house right away, of course. So by the time you go sell that house and try to get that equity back when you sell the house that you put into the new kitchen or the addition, it's not new anymore. It's not a new kitchen. It's like 10 years old. So the value erodes. This is why you should always look at home improvements as a lifestyle investment and not an actual investment into the equity of your home. Do it if you have the money and do it if you want to do it. Don't do it because you think it's free, because it is not. And lastly, there is investing with your home equity line of credit. The pro is, of course, you have access to a lot of capital very, very quickly that you wouldn't normally have. But you will be paying a higher interest rate on this money that you take out of your HELOC when compared to your 30-year mortgage. And you're risking your personal home that you and your family live in every time you're taking equity money out of the house. Because if something goes wrong, the bank can and will come take the house from you. Now, this could be any kind of investing. You could technically take money out of your HELOC and put it into Bitcoin. But I think personally, the only way you should be using your home equity line of credit in order to invest would be real estate investing. More on that in a little bit. In my opinion, you should never, ever, ever be using your home equity line of credit, take money out of your HELOC and put it into the stock market or, God forbid, cryptocurrency. These assets, and I'm a fan of all of them. I have money in all of these things, but these assets are way too volatile to be gambling your personal home that your family lives in order to build wealth that way. It fluctuates way too much. Do not do it. In real estate investing, you have a lot more control of the situation. That is why you should only be using your home equity line of credit to invest in real estate. Now, that brings me to my main point of this video and the main reason why I wanted to make it. I get so many emails and comments from you guys, and I appreciate every single one. I really do. But I'm very surprised, honestly, at how many people out there are using their HELOC in a way that I think, in my opinion, is way, way too risky. Some of you guys want to use your home equity line of credit in order to invest in cryptocurrency. Others want to use their home equity line of credit in order to, buy another piece of property while they still have $30,000 of credit card debt. It's kind of crazy to me what you guys want to actually do with your home equity line of credit. So obviously in most of my videos, I give my 3 main rules for HELOC usage and HELOC investing as well. Number 1, whatever you're using your HELOC for, it needs to be short term. No more than a year, year and a half max. Because a HELOC is not made to hold long term because of the variable interest rate. I've covered this in other videos. Definitely check them out. Check the playlist in the description box down below. I don't want to go too deep into the weeds on it in this video. Number 2, you need to have an exit strategy, an exit plan in place for you to get out of that HELOC debt. And number 3, you should never be taking money, in my opinion, out of your HELOC that you don't have somewhere else in order to pay it back in like a worst case scenario. But it's very hard to generalize people's situations with these rules because we all have different situations. We live in different areas, we have different incomes, we have different expenses and responsibilities, and different access to safety nets. Some of us may have rich parents or grandparents, and some may have nothing at all to catch you or pick up the slack if you mess up. But no matter what you're using your home equity line of credit on, whether you're using to consolidate credit card debt or invest in real estate, if I had to give one piece of advice to you, it would be to have a plan and be disciplined following that plan. Now, when you sign up for a HELOC, you get access to probably maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars right away that you can access in a snap of a finger. So it's very, very easy to lose that discipline and use it on stuff that you need. You need a vacation, you need a new car, you need that addition on your home. You do not need any of those things. All of those things are okay, but you should not be using your HELOC long-term on those things at all. So if you take money out of your HELOC in order to consolidate consumer debt, that is okay, but have a plan going in on how you're going to pay it down and pay it back. Because unfortunately, if you already got yourself into the situation where you have a lot of consumer debt, chances are if you're robbing Peter to pay Paul in order to consolidate that debt and save on interest, most likely you're gonna lack the discipline needed to pay it off without continuing to run up your credit card debt. If you take money out of your HELOC in order to purchase or rehab an investment property, that is great as well. And one of the best ways to use your home equity line of credit. But be disciplined and pay it off. It is not free money coming from thin air. And if you're not disciplined with your exit strategy, at the very least, it's going to cost you way more in interest than you planned, and at the very most, you could lose the house that your family lives in. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a comment in the comment section down below and let me know what you think about because these are not rules like set stone rules. You can use your HELOC on whatever you want. This is my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor at all, but this is how I treat using my HELOC. Some people think I'm too risky having a HELOC at all. Some people think I'm too conservative, that I don't leverage myself more in order to build more wealth. Everyone's different. Like I said, everyone's situation is different. Let me know your situation in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time.